Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Today we shall be looking at collection of like terms and use of brackets as it concerns algebraic expression. Last time we discussed on simplification of algebraic expressions where we talked about the like terms. Okay, so today we'll be mixing the two. That is collection of like terms. That is a like and what? And unlike terms. So what we mean by this like and unlike terms? It becomes like terms when they share the same alphabet. For example, you have 7x plus 6x. These two terms are said to be what? Like terms. Why do we say so? Because both of them are bearing the same alphabet, x. But when I have it this way, 7x plus 6y, then the two of them are said to be what? Unlike terms, because they do not resemble each other. This one have something that they share in common, so they bear the same alphabet. For that reason, we call them what? Like terms. But when they share different alphabets, in that sense, we call them what? Unlike terms. So for number one, we shall be looking at collection of like terms, whereby we have more than one alphabet here. Here we have 2x plus m minus 4 plus 5x minus 6m. 2x has a like term of what? Plus 5x. Plus m has the like term of minus 6m. And minus 4 is alone because it's a constant value. So collection of like terms means bringing together those terms that bear the same alphabet. That is exactly what we mean by collection of like terms. Let's get started with number one. And remember, before you collect the like terms, ensure that every term is picked with a sign that is attached to it. So to every number, there is always a sign attached to it, which is either positive sign, that is plus, or negative sign, which is what? Minus. For this particular one, if you have a number like 5 and plus 5, are these two the same? Some students might say no, but the two of them are the same. Both of them are known as positive numbers, because this particular one that doesn't seem to have a sign before it has an invisible plus before it. As you can see, this is absolutely plus 5, which is something as this. So it's either you write it this way, 5, or you write plus 5. But minus 5 and 5 are not the same, because this one has an invisible plus, while this one is a negative number. I hope this is quite clear. So before you move any number close to each like term, make sure you carry the number along with its sign. Let's get started. Number one, here we have 2x. What is the like term to this plus 2x? That is what? Plus 5x. We bring it close to it. Plus 5x. As you can see, we are done with the family of x. We have collected the like terms in case of what? X. Now let's proceed further. Then another alphabet we have in this question is m. So what I have here is not just m. I'll write as what? Plus m. Then another m that we have here is minus 6m. Make sure that as you want to write the number, you write it alongside with the sign that is attached to it. Now this one is what? It's not just 6m, but what? Minus 6m. So we are done with the family of m. Then we'll go to the constant. We only have one constant value here, which is what? Minus 4. This one is not just 4, but what? Minus 4. So this is how we collect like terms, to bring close to each other those terms that are of the same likeness. Of the same likeness means that they share the same alphabet. So we can now evaluate them together. If you recall what we discussed in our previous video, where we said if you have 5x plus 4x, these two can be evaluated together. They can come together by addition. So in that case, our answer to this will now be 9x. The reason why we're adding them together is because they are like terms. But when you have it like 5x plus 4y, these two can never come together. A teacher cannot give you a question like this and ask you to simplify. You can only simplify it when they have something to factorize between the numbers. But as you don't have anything to factorize here, and you are dealing with different alphabets, of course, the question is as good as the answer. There's nothing to do about this. You can't bring them together, like saying 9xy. You can't do this. This is wrong. This is wrong. So, but this one is correct. So what I'm trying to say is that as you are dealing with like terms, you can bring them together by virtue of addition or subtraction. But when they are not the same, you can never bring them together by addition or subtraction. Now let's go back to our question. 2x plus 5x. They are the same, so we can bring them together. That will give us what? 7x. Then the next one we have here is m minus 6m. What do you think the answer will be? We have m, because it's plus m. Remember, I can decide to write it as m, then minus 6m. What will it give us? It's just like saying, remember the coefficient. The coefficient of m here is 1, right? Because it's just 1m minus, this one is 6m. So when small number minus a big number, what do you think the answer will be? Just like we explained in the previous video, if I have it as 6 minus 1, what will be the answer? That will be 5. We all know this one. We call it positive difference. But when it is a small number minus a big number, it's going to give you a negative of the real answer. So 1 minus 6 will give us minus what? 5. Then in the case of this, because we are making use of alphabet, 1m minus 6m will give us what? Minus 5m. I hope this is quite clear. We have explained this in the previous videos. Maybe you can still go back to the previous video to see more about this. All right, so we have 7m plus 5m. That will give us 7m. Then 1m minus 6m, small number minus a big number, that will give us a negative 5m. Then minus 4. This becomes the answer to the question. Why do we say this is the final answer to the question? Because you can't evaluate them together because they are unlike terms. This one is different from this, different from this. So we cannot bring them together. We can't say 7x minus 5m that will give you 2xm. No, it is wrong. So this is the final bus stop you can get as far as this question is concerned. Now let's move to number 2. Now we have number 2. So question number 2, just like the way we treated number 1, here we have 3a. What is the like term to 3a? That is minus 2a. So I write minus 2a. So we are done with the family of a's. Now we'll go to that of b. Minus 4b. Minus 4b. And the brother is what? Minus b. So we just collected the like terms. Remember, like terms has to do with bringing together or close to each other the terms that are of the same likeness. That by virtue of sharing the same alphabet. So we just collected the like terms. That's 3a. Another one that is of like term to it is minus 2a. Remember, you don't just write it as 2a, but minus 2a. Minus 2a. Then the next one, we are done with a. We now move to b. Minus 4b. Then minus 1b. So that's exactly how we collect the like terms. Now let's evaluate them together. Here we have 3a minus 2a. That will leave us with 1a. In algebra, we don't write it as 1a. Don't write it as 1a because a is already 1. Okay, so we don't need to say 1a. All right, so 3a minus 2a, that will give us just 1a. Then we have minus 4b, as we have it here, minus b. Minus 4b minus b. This is exactly where some students usually have problem. So use of minus. And some schools, you see here some students say minus minus plus. No, that does not mean that. Minus minus is not plus. Rather, minus multiplied by minus is plus. I normally give students this chart. That is by saying plus multiplied by plus. That will give us plus. Minus multiplied by minus. That will give us what? Plus. Minus times plus. That will give us minus. Then plus multiplied by minus. That will give us what? Minus. So as you can see, when the same alphabet multiply itself, that gives us what? Plus. Like you can see, minus multiplied by minus will give us plus. But when they have different alphabet, they will, signs, they will certainly give us what? A negative. All right, so that does not mean the same thing as this by saying minus minus plus. No. Now look at the approach we shall be given to this. I want us to look at this as a matter of owing and having. Owing, that's the owing somebody something. Owing and having. Let's approach it in this form. When you have minus, we approach it as owing. When you have plus, approach it as what? Having. Okay? So as we have it like this, let me give some instances. If you have question like minus 5 plus 6. In this case, we have minus. Remember, we say it is something you are owing somebody. Minus as owing. Then plus as what? Having. What you have. So owing minus 5 means you are owing 5 naira. Then plus 6 means you are having 6 naira. So as you are owing somebody minus 5, that's 5 naira, and you are having 6. You can pay the person you are owing 5 from this your 6. When you pay the person, you have only 1 left. Then you have cleared your debt. So what you now have left will now be 1. So minus 5 plus 6 will give you what? 1. But if I have it as minus 6 plus 5, in this case now you are owing somebody 6 plus 5, meaning that you are having 5. You are owing 6, you are having 5. You can see that what you have is smaller than what you are owing. So therefore, at the end of the day, you will still be owing even when you pay with what you have. You have 5 and you are owing 6. When you pay this 5, you will not be owing 1. That means minus 1. I hope this analogy helps a lot. Then if I now have it this way, minus 6 minus 5. This time around, you are not having anything because there is no plus. There is no plus, you are not having. So what it means that you are owing 6, you are equally owing 5. So somebody may ask, how much are you owing altogether? That will be minus 11 in this case. Now going back to our question. Here we have minus 4b, then minus b. It's not like having minus 4 bananas, minus 1 banana. You are owing 4 bananas. You are owing 1 banana. How much bananas are you owing altogether? That's minus 5 bananas. That's minus 5. I hope this is quite clear. So minus 4b minus 1b will give us minus 5b. That becomes the answer to this very question. I hope this is quite clear. You can watch it again to understand it better. Alright, so don't forget to click on the subscribe button so that you'll be able to watch the subsequent videos as they come. Alright, so let's now proceed to the opening of brackets, use of brackets. Now we proceed to use of brackets. Use of brackets. Here is one of the most difficult challenges some students normally encounter: how to open the brackets in an expression. I want to give you a little example of how to approach this before we now start attempting our questions. If we have, for example, minus 3 bracket x minus y. Remember what I showed you previously? Plus multiplied by plus, that gives us plus. Minus multiplied by minus, that gives us plus. But when it is minus multiplied by plus, it will give us minus. Then plus multiplied by minus will still provide us with minus. So this particular information is key, is very, very important in opening of brackets. So you need to have it offhand. All right, so let's get started. Having this, the way to open brackets is that we make use of the number that is attached to the bracket as a key to unlocking the bracket. Look at it from here. For this particular bracket, the key that we are going to be using in unlocking this bracket is minus 3. So how do we do that? Since minus 3 is what is attached to this bracket, all we need to do is to use this particular minus 3 to multiply everything inside the bracket. That is by saying minus 3 multiplied by x. We write it out, that is minus 3x. Then after that, we equally multiply minus 3 by minus what? Y. because to every number there is always a sign before it. The sign before this x here is what? Plus, but it is what? Invisible. The sign before this y is minus. So when I say minus 3 times x minus 3x, then minus times minus, as you can see from here, minus times minus will give us what? Plus. So when I now say 3 times y, that will give us 3y. So by me looking at this is how to open this particular bracket. I hope this is clear enough. That is exactly how to open the brackets. Let's get started with the question we have here. Number 1, here we have 3 plus x plus 2. How do you approach this one? And which particular number or sign that is attached to the bracket? What is attached to this particular bracket is plus. So plus, we open the bracket. Plus, opening the bracket means this plus will multiply x. After this plus will multiply plus 2. So that's how we open the bracket. So first of all, we have to write 3. Then plus times x will give us plus x. Then plus times plus will still give us plus, as you can see from here. Then that is the plus what? 2, because that's the number we have here. So you can see we have opened the bracket. So what is left for us to do is to simplify. So what simplifying it means that we have to collect like terms. Those things that are the same or that look alike, we bring them together. As you can see, 3 and 2 do not have any alphabet attached to it. So both of them are said to be what? Like terms. So I can simply put it this way: 3 plus 2 plus x. That will give us 3 plus 2 will give us what? 5. Then 5 plus x. This becomes our answer to the question. Why is it so? Because we can add 5 and x because they are unlike terms. Both of them are not like terms. Had it been we have 5x plus x, our answer would have been 6x. But since we have it as x, a 5, which does not have any x attached to it, and plus x, that cannot go further. That will be the end of that particular solution. So let's move to number 2. Now for the number 2, what we have to open the bracket is minus, because minus is what is attached to the bracket. So we write 3 minus, we use it to multiply this. After that, minus will multiply plus 2. So we now have it as minus times x will give us minus x. Then minus times plus, like you can see here, is a minus. That will now be minus what? 2. So we can now collect like terms. We have 3 here. The like time to 3 will be minus 2. So we say minus 2. Then finally minus x. So the final answer to the question, 3 minus 2 will give us 1. So our answer will be 1 minus what? X. This will be our final answer. We can bring them together because they are unlike terms. So that's the end of that particular one as number 2. Let's move to number 3. For the number 3, the key to unlocking this bracket is minus, because minus is what is attached to the bracket. So we now have it as 3. Minus will multiply this, and minus will multiply minus 2 afterwards. Minus times x will give us minus x. Then minus times minus is plus, as you can see from here. So that will now be plus what? 2. So to collect like terms, that will now be 3, as we have it here, plus what? 2 minus x. Remember, every number you move it with its sign. So that will now be 3 plus 2 will give us what? 5. The answer will be 5 minus x. So that is the answer to this particular one. Let's move to number 4. Alright, so for the number 4, what we have to open the bracket is 5. So 5 will multiply everything we have in the bracket. 5 will multiply 2a. After that, 5 will multiply plus b. So that will now be 5 times 2a will give us 10a. Then 5 times plus b will give us what? Plus 5b. And this will be the solution to that. Who can tell me why this should be the answer? We can still go further by factorization, but being that this is for the junior class, we can stop here. By the time we are done with factorization of some algebraic expression, then we can now go further with this, because I know we can still factorize because they have a common factor here, which is what? 5. But we have to stop here because both of them are not like terms. That will be the end of this answer. Had it been what we have here is 10a plus 5a, the answer would have been 15a. A. But being that this one has A, this one has B, so there's nothing you can do about it, and that will be the end of that solution. Let's move to number 5. For the number 5, we have two brackets here. The first bracket has a number that can open it. The number to open the first bracket is 4. The number to open the second bracket is -3, because we said that the number to open the bracket is the number that is attached to the bracket. The first one, 4, will multiply everything here. After that, -3 will multiply everything here. So the way we do it, that will now be 4 multiplied by A. After that, 4 will multiply plus B. For this one, -3 will multiply 2A. After that, -3 will equally multiply plus 3B. So let's get started. 4 times A will give us 4A. Then 4 times plus B will give us plus what? 4B. We are done with the first bracket. So let's move to the second bracket. -3 times 2A. Remember that 2 times 3 is 6. So when I say -3 times 2A, that will give us -6A. All right, so for the last one, minus times plus here will give us minus. I hope that's clear. Minus times this plus will give us minus. Minus times plus is minus. Take note of this key. Minus times plus, that is minus. So 3 times 3b will give us 9b. All right, so we have opened the two brackets. So we can now simplify. The like terms are not yet collected, so we have to collect the like terms. Here we have 4a. What is the like term to 4a? That will be -6a. Then we are done with the family of A, so we can go to that of B. That will now be plus 4B minus 9B. We just collected the like terms, so we can now simplify. 4A minus 6A. Remember, this 4 is smaller than 6. So when a small number minuses a big number, it's going to give you negative. I hope you can still remember that. So 4A minus 6A will give us negative 2A. Because had it been, we say 6A minus 4A, that would have given us a positive answer, because 6 is bigger than 4. That would have given us 2A. But when it is 4A minus 6A, which is bigger than it, the answer will be minus 2A. I hope this is clear. So we have it at 4A minus 6A. That will give us minus 2A. Then plus, is that going to be plus? I don't think so. So plus 4B minus 9B. You can see we are still dealing with small number minus a big number. So 4B minus 9B, that will still give us minus what? 5B. So this will be the answer to the question. I hope this is quite clear. Now we're moving to the last question. Question number 6, just like the way we treated other ones, -4 is attached to the bracket. So -4 will multiply 5x, after which -4 will still multiply plus 6y. So that will then be -4 times 5. You know that 4 times 5 is already 20. But -4 times 5x will give us -20x. Then minus times plus, because -4 will multiply plus 6y. So therefore I have to take it this way. Minus times plus will give me minus. So 4 times 6y will give us 24y. This is the answer to the question. We can't evaluate them together any further because of this x and y. They are different alphabets. That they are said to be what? Unlike terms. So these are the solutions to these questions. Now you take your assignment. These are your assignments. Simplify the following. Number 1, you have 7x plus 5y minus 5x plus 2y minus 8. Then number 2, you have 3 bracket 2x minus 4y bracket close minus 5 bracket 3x minus 4y bracket close. So these are the two questions you have to attempt in your rough book. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye.